What's going on, guys? MK Tom Brady here. In this video, I want to talk about... I think MK11 is a little more fair than people make it out to be in the tier list, or just character balance. And I think the problem really is in the system itself. A lot of times, games have had, like Jackie was the debate for a long time, like should she be banned, etc. A lot of times, characters like Jackie or in general, way more powerful than Jackie in fighting games, in different games, are still have a measure of fairness because of the way the game system is designed, and characters like that have weaknesses kind of built in. So Jackie's weakness would be she has slightly less health than everyone else. However, that is still a weakness. She dies faster than most other characters. There are a few characters like this. And this is a way to kind of balance her out. See, like characters like Neutral, for example. Let me just bring this up. Neutral is what makes a fighting game go. Neutral is the #1 difference between a good player and a lesser player. So if you remove Neutral, so a character like this wins Neutral by default. So if you have a player who can't beat you because you're out neutraling them, this literally levels the playing field. Because she always wins Neutral. This is the equivalent of me playing Michael Jordan in basketball. And the rules are he has to wear the biggest, heaviest cinder blocks ever created tied to his bare feet. Which means he can't jump, he can't run, he can't even walk. All he can do is kind of stand in one spot. And meanwhile, I can run around and do whatever I want. And I say, hey, this is fair because I have neutralized his pretty much athletic ability against me. This is the same thing. You're neutralizing a huge factor. But things like this in games have been more powerful, and like some games have vortex characters, etc., and they become fair. Why? Well, because there's also like knockdown and post-knockdown scenarios, and a lot of times in these games, not all these characters are created equally. What Mortal Kombat has done poorly over the years is the wake-up system. So even in MKX, in which the wake-up system seemed more on the right track because it was very resource-heavy to get up, somehow the game decided that some characters can't get up at all, like Jackie in that game has a huge problem getting up, and there are some characters that have a huge problem getting up. Meanwhile, Liu Kang should get up for free. And it's completely backwards. You know, like a character that oppressive has all these safe armor attacks with 2 hits of armor. So he oppresses you, and then he gets off the ground for free, and then he knocks you down and you can't get up at all. So they do the wake-up system backwards. This game is very similar. So for one, when you knock somebody down, they have these up to, just generically. But these powerful characters, when you knock them down, are just as powerful on the ground as they are standing up. And herein lies the problem. And this is where the game loses its balance. This is the worst wake-up system ever designed. Hence, in reality, this is probably one of the worst balance games ever designed as far as how they try, not as far as tier list, but as far as how they try to balance the character. So, in general, the wake-up system is designed to be balanced because everybody has the same wake-up option. So, if you take Scarlet here and you knock her down, every character has this up 3 that's invincible. However, some characters actually low profile this. And they low profile this, so that means they get to put a stick and attack on the screen, which means your up 2s, which are not invincible, if you whatever attack you're doing, are invincible frames. And we'll get to the invincible frames in a second. So while the attack she was doing is not invincible, we'll get, it was still able to hit me at some point because of invincible wake-up frames, which we'll get to shortly. So, just by nature, the wake-up system in general is automatically unfair because you have some characters, even though these attacks have been buffed to not be low-profiled, some characters still low-profile them. So, They can do whatever attack they do to low profile, beat your up 2, low profile the up 3, and if you roll forward or backwards, doesn't really matter because the attack they're doing recovers so fast, you don't, it's not like you punish them for doing that. So by default, it's already unfair. Obviously, I don't care about the up 3s. No character should be stuck on the ground, completely unable to move or get up ever. That obviously, no one wants to play a game like that where you have no option on the ground. I think that those days developers realize those days are, thankfully all behind us. The problem comes from, in general, all the wake-up options that they give you simultaneously. So, and the repercussions and how, in general, they're terribly balanced. So, just in general, when you knock somebody down, they have 20 invincible frames while they're getting up, right? So, this is why if you knock someone down and, you go to do like a attack like this, it seems to go right through her body, right? Because she's invincible for 20 frames as she's getting up. This is why the up 2 hit me while, even though it's not invincible, if I put my attack on the screen too early. It is. Now the purpose of these 20 frames is because the wake up attacks come out on frame either 18 or 19. It could be 19, but I'm not really sure. So, but this is the reason why this happens is because some of the knockdowns in this game and some of these wake up attacks are super fast. Like you have some like up 2s that are like 8 frames and some up 3s that are 10. So of some knockdowns, they would be able to, if say you had less invincible frames, so say if you only had 10 invincible frames, well, there's no point in having a wake up attack that comes out on frame 18 or 19 if you're only invincible for 10. You would never get the attack out. They would be able to hit you before your attack even could come out. So they would have to make it so the wake up attacks come out on frame 9. Well, certain knockdowns, if you could wake up right away with an attack, say on frame 9 or 10 or 12, so or even 15, if they give you only 15 invincible frames, so frame 14, come out so fast that they would actually hit you before you could guard. So certain knockdowns, like say if you hit Liu Kang's fly kick in the corner, they could probably, while you're recovering from hitting them, they would probably get a guaranteed up 2 pop-up while you're recovering, right? So obviously, the very nature of that requires 19 to 20 invincible frames. However, if the reason, and I'm telling you this is the reason for it, the reason for the invincible, so the invincible frames were extended to last as long as needed to be to ensure that there's no scenario in which an up 2 or up 3 is guaranteed on hit. So you get hit, and then you get to punish them guaranteed for hitting you. This is for the reason of the move coming out on frame 18 or 19 and the reason for the 20 invincible frames, to ensure that this attack does get to come out, but not at a point in which it's guaranteed for them being hit. But when you have no resource, so when you have no defensive resource, say you break away, right? And you're not able to do any of these attacks, right? Or you even do a delay on the ground, like long delay or short delay, you are still afforded the same invincible frames. So even when the option to get these up 3s and up 2s and rolls is not available to you because you chose to either lay on the ground for an extended period of time or you don't have the defensive resource, your invincible frames are still there. So the very thing that was designed to ensure that these moves can come out is still there to protect you, even though these moves cannot come out on screen. Now, when you combine the invincible frames combined with the wake-up timing, it's a huge problem. And here's what I mean by that. This game has got long delay and short delay wake-up, combined with invincible frames on wake up. So if you do, oh, whoops, I need to do this. Delay get up short. So if I do, if I do something like that, like I'm trying to do what we call a meaty attack, right? I'm doing it too early, right? Even if I do it a little bit late, it still goes through her body. As you see, this attack is clearly going through her. So even if I slightly delay it, I'm still too early because, again, invincible frames. I have to wait until she's completely, see, again, standing. So I have to time my attack. Now look how long this takes for me to wait. Right? While I'm waiting, if the character were to get right up and jab me in the face, right? They're going to hit me. Because of not just the way to delay your wake up, but the invincible frames on top of the wake up, it makes it very difficult for me to time my attack. However, in me waiting, it makes it very easy for you to time your attack. Now you could say, well, I mean, if you're either going to wake up buttons, then you attack right away. Okay, well, if I attack right away, then they do delay wake up, forward roll. Let's see. Oops. Get up mode. So now I go to attack, forward roll, and now I'm punished. I could throw, but again, throw is going to lose 2 wake up buttons. Now you say, why would throw lose 2 wake up buttons? Because you cannot meaty with highs in this game. If you try to meaty with a high, it just simply goes through their body. Let me give you again another example. So I'm just going to knock her down. Oops. Let me show you what I mean. Put it on duck. Okay. I was in there, I'm dumb. You absolutely, get her more in the corner, just so you can see I'm right on top of her. I've made a video about this already in case you want to look for it on my channel. You cannot meaty with a high. It is actually impossible. It goes right through her body. So you can't just throw, because see that right there? It went right through her. Again, right through her. The throw is clearly grabbing her as she returns to stand, but it goes through her. So wake up buttons still beats throw, because to throw them right as they get up, you're invincible even to highs to a certain point. So if you try to meaty with a high, you can't do that. So, and they could still wake up down 1, wake up whatever, because again, you can't meaty with a high. So what happens here is you can't meaty with highs. They're invincible for 20 frames. Forward roll, delay wake up. Now, delay wake up, there are also 2 timings of delay wake up. So even if I'm perfect and I say, okay, I know they're going to delay wake up, I have to know which version of delay wake up. Because obviously, if I think they're going to get straight up and they do short delay, they can short delay and still punish me as my attack whiffs. Likewise, if I expect a long delay, if I expect a short delay, I should say, and they do a long delay, they can do the same thing. They can still punish me. So I expect this, and in between these 2 hits here, they get up and they punish me. So I expect short, and that completely whiffs. Again, I expect short, and in between that, literally in between that, they can actually get up and 1-1 me in the face. So the problem is, now for me knocking you on the ground, I've got to know, are you going to wake up right away? Short delay, long delay. This is without any resources. So without even the rolls and the up 3s. I have to know the exact way you're going to get up. Are you going to get up right away? Are you going to get up with a short delay or a long delay? You on the ground only need to know one thing. Am I looking for a delay or not? If I'm looking for a delay, wake up buttons. If I'm not looking for a delay, then you might want to lay on the ground, whatever, etc. So the person on the ground already has an easier choice. They only have to know, will you delay or will you not? I have to know, are you going to get right up? Or if you delay, which delay you're going to do. So the guessing game is already in favor of the person on the ground because they have to know, they have less guessing. All they have to guess is, will he or won't he? I have to guess, will he or won't he? And if he will, how will he? And that's one of the biggest problems in the game. The next thing is, when you do have resource, the forward roll is an offensive and defensive option. So a character like Jackie here, if she forward rolls, she's going to take 1 defensive bar, right? But if she forward rolls you, she gets a full combo, and now she's going to have both offensive bars for her shrapnel stuff, right? So she's going to go right into that. So she doesn't lose any opportunity to do damage, even though what she did was both a defensive and offensive option. So for one, resource-wise, it should cost 1 resource of each. So at the very least, if I'm wrong, right, and I go to pressure and she makes the read to roll forward, she doesn't have full use of all her offensive options, or in general, any character, simply because you used an offensive option to get this started. When it comes to people on the ground, one more thing. So this is mainly peddled by Jackie players. The Jackie player would have you believe that you should knock people down and just down 1 option select check. This is what this means. Down 1 option select. So if you roll, I recover in time, you don't get any punishment. If you get up and mash, my down 1 hits you. If you delay, I can still block. Jackie players are smothering you with ungodly offense, and yet when you knock them down, they tell you to do this. This is the pressure they feel that they should get. Hey, if you knock me down, just down 1 me. And this is why you literally have no credibility really? This character also circumvents the wake-up system by doing this. So she knocks you down, she shrapnels, and this. This eliminates you getting up and doing any buttons, and if you roll forward and backwards, this auto-faces to the direction and still lands you on the way down. So she circumvents the wake-up system, and she wants you to knock you down and do this. So again, this is dumb. Characters, there should be only also 1 timing on wake up. There should be, you either wake up or long delay. So if you try to punish somebody getting right up and they do a long delay, they still can't get up and punish you. Also, the breakaway system, some people break away simply because they are they're struggling to get in. So one of their strategies is break away and force the wake up system, right? So that they get a chance for wake up buttons, etc. Because even when somebody breaks away, it's still risky when you go to attack, because again, wake up buttons, long delay, short delay, wake up jump. And wake up jump is powered by forward roll and by the wake up delay system. That is why it happens. So there are 2 things that power this. Really, a lot of these characters probably don't need to be toned down, like a Cetrion, a Joker, or Jackie, whatever. But if you knock them down, you need to be able to get your opportunity. Because God knows, they don't necessarily need to play the wake-up system on you. A character like Joker's got dumb stuff on wake-up because he has all kind of setup tools to kind of circumvent that, right? Cetrion does not necessarily need to play the wake-up system on you, right? Liu Kang doesn't necessarily also always need to play it on you. A lot of top characters, Geras doesn't even need to play the wake up system on you in general, right? Then you have characters like Kung Lao. He'll do like down 3, and if you don't wake up, another down 3, and then he has orbiting hat that comes out. So the top characters are top, not just because of their tools, but because they don't deal with the wake up system the same way. Because either they don't need to deal with it, like Geras has got option selects for wake up. Jackie has her own versions of option selects. Cetrion doesn't necessarily need to play the wake up system. Joker already has stuff that he can set up for when you get up. So a lot of the top characters are top because they don't deal with the wake up system in the same manner, or they don't need to worry about the wake up system. They can just say, you know what, I'm going to back off here and play it safe, and it doesn't really affect the matchup as bad. Other characters desperately need the wake up system to go their way. Shao Kahn desperately needs to pressure you on wake up, right? I mean, or any character at the bottom, they need to pressure you on wake up. So when they are a slave to the wake up system, it's a huge deal, right? They need to be able to knock down these characters and press their advantage. They don't have the luxury of saying, let me back up and play it safe. So really, the wake up system, which was really, knockdowns are really a good equalizer in fighting games. In Mortal Kombat, the knockdown is no equalizer whatsoever. And even though, like I said, you can say these top characters, you know, some of them have to back away, same as you, but their tools are so good, they can back away, and it doesn't really affect the situation. So, anyway, this is just my 2 cents on it. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.